I want to write like Maya. So much wisdom in her pen. She was born a long time ago. When did her journey begin? Miss Angelou, are you writing today? Have a workshop, show youngsters the way. Pass down the power that's in your pen. When did your life as a writer begin? Pass down the power that you possess. I want to write like Maya. I want to write my best. I want my words to caress the pages just as her words do. With warmth and flair, defying all space and time. I was born to do this in my moment, in God's time. I want my words to sound as smooth as silk. I want my words to float on air. I want Maya to pass down her pen and make me her heir. I want the powerful pen, which is very, very rare. Words that comfort the page, expressing my thoughts to me. I want words that transform the world, setting people free. I want words like Maya's that balance the scales. I want my words to reach prisoners locked up in jail. I want to write like Maya. I want to write my life story. I want to use Maya's pen and God will get the glory. I want my pen to stride long strokes of brilliance like Maya Angelou. I want to write looking through an hourglass at my past. I want my writings to be timeless. I want my writings to last. I want my prose to be heard reading about my past. Maya at the White House, her words will last. Gifted artists create and it always lasts. They tell stories of their sometimes painful past. Read then write, write then read. Gifted Maya Angelou's is what this world needs. All of my mishaps and loves and my confessions, all of my wonderful stories and misdirections, my emotional drama and disordered affairs. Miss Maya, pass your pen and make me your heir. Beautiful, excellent words, joy everlasting and eternal life. I can write about Jesus, he's the love of my life. She writes with such grace in her pen, she writes like a star. I'm so near, but yet so far. Beautifully contoured words that fit neatly in my glass. So smooth they color me like fresh blown glass. I have to meet Maya, she will cross my path. I want to meet Maya, I will cross her path. She is powerful, phenomenal woman, like water blowing towards the storm. I want my poems to have such grace, gratifying my spirit, stay out of my space. I want to write with elegance and grace, my time never to expire. Wonderful rainbow of words. I want to write like Maya. It's time for me to begin to write about my past. The power from her pen came to me at last. So much creative power, so much expression in her pen. Lord, show me how, show me when to begin. I want to write like Maya, I shall not be moved. I want to write like Maya, I wouldn't take nothing for my journey now. I want to write like Maya, I know why caged bird sings. I want to write like Maya, even the stars look lonesome. I want to write like Maya, all God's children need traveling shoes. I want to write like Maya. Amen.
This is a competition. So you know I gave thought to my selection. I wondered if I should be comedic or inspiring, if I should talk about the past, the future, or the present I'm living in. I wondered if I should talk about progress or the messes I've made, or if my focus should be the audience so that they could identify with what was being said. I thought about doing my crazy poem on the world's end. I imagined people would laugh and love it and say, do it again. Then I thought about doing a service piece titled A Call to Serve, 20 verses 24, but figured, nah. People might wonder, why serve less and not more? Then I'd have to explain about quality versus quantity and how I value knowing what people in God want from me. Then I cringed. Dare I mention religion? Dare I mention that I'm a Christian? I wondered if I should use a rhyming pattern or free verse. if I should rehearse something short that I could commit to memory, or read something long that would be memorable. I debated if I should use ventriloquism or not because it's not easy at all. It's really kind of hard, and I still need a lot of practice. I wondered if I talk about division, if people would listen, because this is, after all, a competition, and I should only want to win. So you know, I put a lot of thought into my selection. I know if I listen to what society has to say, that is, I'm 0 for 3, struck out of the game before I've even begun to play. Men are supposed to be better than women. Americans are supposed to be better than Haitians. Caucasians are supposed to be better than Negroes, and the list could go on for days. Well, I'd like to know, who is on the committee that makes the decisions about who is better than who? Well, I'm officially concerned only about me. No, this is not an intro to a rant on gender inequality, nor is this an intro to a rant on nationality. This is not about racial pride or anything else along those lines. I am dirt, mixed with sweat and tears, that became the clay that formed the vase I am today, on constant expo in the world's Museum of Human Art. I am sick of the divisions. And again, I'd like to know who is on the committee that makes the decisions about who is better than who. I'm going to leave that there. I'm officially only concerned about me. That's capital M, capital E, my evolution. When I used to be the problem and I become the solution, that is what concerns me. When I see someone in need and can put aside my greed to help them, that is what concerns me. Yet occasionally, I have to remind myself that I am not the standard by which others ought to measure themselves. The good book saith, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the light. Eventually, I'll get it right. But what I do know is that life is not a competition. Yet it is a race that only has one finish line that really matters. Still, whether any of us give any of it a lot of thought or not, we are all in this race together. So if you ever get a call to serve 20 versus 24, don't question the logic. That's not the main object. Just answer the phone, because none of us, nan one of us, can make it to the finish line alone.
Luis, the only inheritance I can leave you is a good education. For my mother, a good education meant that I would learn English and I would become bilingual. But this came with a sacrifice. See, we were in a single, my mother decided to send me to private school, and that incurred a cost that being a single family household we didn't have. But my mom was very persistent through all those years. I can actually picture her now, having a Scarlett O'Hara moment of defiance. Like, I will drive a clunky car for the next 10 years. We will all wear hand-me-downs. But as God is my witness, my child will be bilingual. I really valued my mother's sacrifice, and I did everything I thought was correct. I got grades in school, I went to college, I went all the way to the Ivy League. And as I strolled down the furlongs of Cornell during graduation, all I could see was my mother in the distance and how proud she will be of me. Like, Mommy, I did it. I am bilingual, Mommy. Yes. Well, sort of. See, if you haven't noticed already, bless your heart, but I have this very thick accent. And that leads to several miscommunication problems. For example, I was talking to a friend of mine the other day and said, "Oh, Joe, let me see those vacant lots you have over in Orange Avenue." And he looked at me very inquisitively, and I said, "Oh, I mean vacant lots." These moments are called them lost in pronunciation moments. But what I learned through all this is that living with an accent is very, very hard, folks. If you don't believe me, let me tell you a couple of stories. First of all, there was this time I lived in upstate New York, and I really loved this Chinese place, but the guy couldn't understand anything that I was saying. I went straight to the guy and I told him, I want some pork dumplings, please. And he looked me in the house like, what do you want? Pork dumplings, please. He looked at me again and was like, huh? What do you want? Dumplings, please, dumplings. By the end of the time, I actually had to basically just point what I wanted in the menu. See, not only that, you also have usually problems with automated calling machines. It's like those machines cannot really understand your accents. Every time you call them, and the worst one I have to say is the Orlando Sentinel. That one will drop you, by the first time you say delivery, they just don't understand, so it just drops your call. Relationship with people can be very strange. And I'm going to have to pick up on the ladies here, because some of the best situations I had have been with the opposite sex. See, there's this big myth that says that men with the accents get all the girls. That's not true. There are mainly three types of women that I had come up with. The first group is the one that they actually love your accent. That's about 20% of the population. They love it, and they want more. It's like, talk to me, Mr. Antonio Banderas. The 70%, the rest 70%, basically just hears you, and it's just that they cannot contain themselves with laughter. Because you're the funniest thing they had seen since Ricky Ricardo graced the TV screens in the 1950s. Like, hello, my lady. There's this 10% though that really, really bothers me. And it's the ones that as soon as they see you, they look to the nearest exit so they can plan their escape route. Because everyone knows that every good stalker in a Lifetime movie has an accent, right? So basically what I said to my friends when I started to try public speaking was that I made them a promise. And I told them, I would love for you to listen with intent to what I'm saying. And I will try at the same time to speak with less excitement. But please, do not let my message get lost in pronunciation, my friends. And if you cannot do it for me, please do it for my mother.
It was a dark and gloomy night. Usually the moon was out, smiling, the frogs croaking, and the echo of voices in the distance. But not tonight. All was quiet, except for that humming sound. It wasn't on the ground. My eyes darted upwards. Oh my God, am I seeing a flying saucer? And I think it's landing. Who or what could be inside? Maybe a monster with sharp claws and big teeth. Wait, something is happening. It looks like an alien family. I see a mom, dad, and even a boy. Maybe a new friend. Wow, they sure look weird. They have orange hair, big pop-out blue eyes, and a tongue that was hanging. I bet I look weird to them. I got to hide so they won't see me. My feet won't move. What's wrong with my feet? Oh no, they're looking at me, but nothing's happening. So like a jerk, I yelled at them. Hey guys, I'm over here. Why did I say that? They turned and started walking towards me. That's it. I'm going to die. They'll shoot me with their ray guns and leave nothing but bones. Bye, Mom and Dad, and I'm only 8 years old. But again, they stopped. I don't think they care about me. But that boy started getting closer until he was eye to eye with me. Hi, I said. I think he had something for me in his hand. It was a small, shiny ball. You want to play catch? He was pointing up to that tree and gave me the ball. Oh, you want me to throw it? He nodded yes. That ball took off, up, down, around 2 trees, then up again, way high. He held out his hand, so I did the same. And just like magic, that ball came from out of nowhere and landed softly into the palm of my hand. Wow, I said, it's nothing but a neat toy. I got closer to give it back. That's when he grabbed me and tried to hug me. Ugh, alien germs all over me. I need a bath. Bye as I ran home. Mom, Dad, Is anybody home? No one except for my dumb little brother Michael, who's just 5. What's the matter with you, Michael? Why are you staring at me? Can't you talk? That's it. When Dad gets home, he's going to take you to the animal shelter and trade you for the dog I want. He started to giggle. You know, bro, I think I met your real family today. Never mind you. I got to get my bath. Then I ran upstairs. After my bath, I didn't know what to do. I was so excited. All of a sudden, I heard a tap, tap, tap on my bedroom window. It sounded like someone was throwing something against it. I looked outside. It was that alien boy, and he was waving at me from that tree next to my room. Oh no, I'm not allowed to have visitors without permission. Come on, get in here. Hurry. He just jumped right through my window. Again, he tried to hug me, but this time I escaped. No more hugging, okay? Here, I got an idea. I came back with a can of Lysol. Now close your eyes. Now you're germ-free. Do you think when you leave Earth, you can take my little brother with you? He shook his head. No, you don't want him either. This done, I heard a noise, like a car horn. I looked outside. It's my parents. You gotta leave, hurry. And he did with me. He put me on his back, and we both flew right out my window, up over my house, and back to those woods where his parents were waiting. Oh boy, that was fun. Can we do it again? Then his parents came over to me and hugged me too. Oh no, not again. You guys sure like to hug a lot. They then turned and started to leave. Wait, I yell, I got a gift for you so you don't forget me. I gave my favorite pocket knife with my name on it for that alien boy. That's when he gave me a high five. I wondered how he knew how to do that. I guess kids are the same everywhere. Then one by one, they went back into the ship. Bye, I said. There goes that humming sound again. Then they were gone. Maybe someday they'll come back. As I looked upwards. What a cool, fun day this was. The end.
There was a counterfeiter in my life. The things that I needed to know about love, it never crossed my mind. For inside of me, I perceived what love is, but my ignorance was about to be revealed. I picked up a book, and could you believe it talked about love and how I was deceived. It gave instructions on what love's about, and if I followed these instructions, I could spot a counterfeiter for miles. I went to the mailbox and I pulled one out. I sit back in my easy chair and I read one. Wow. Now this love letter reads as follows. It had me look within myself to see what the problem. The problem is something that needs to be resolved. Learn to love yourself. Learn to love yourself now. Learning to love oneself doesn't make me conceited when my spirit tells me love is what I needed. I can love you, look over your mistakes, but when it comes to me, I die from self-hate. This hate drives me back, but it can't last, for the love that I have found, it is swift and is fast. So this love letter that I write to myself, it builds my endurance and it helps me to accept that love is too wise to make a mistake. This is what sustains me and makes me great. I looked up love in the good book. I saw some things and it had me hooked. It turned on something inside of me and it stirred up a fire, something I would like to be. For love keeps no record of when it's done wrong. And if you happen to fall, love remains strong. Love is patient. Love waits to see. And then love rejoices when you succeed. In this love letter that I write to myself, I met a Jesus and he helped me to accept. I was in a dark place and what could I see? I really needed Jesus to walk with me. So I said this, oh Father, would you walk with me? For I'm in a situation and I just can't see. And these are the words that came to me. Love. Learn to love yourself and then you would know you could spread this love wherever you go. So learn to love yourself.